Nigerians should consider separation if the country is not working. Calls for conference to assess nation's progress. In a thought-provoking interview with New Telegraph professor Ango Abdullahi, former Vice-Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University and convener of the Northern Elders Forum, shared his views on the current state of Nigeria under Bola Ahmed Tinubu government. Describing the nation as very sad, Abdullahi attributed the country's problem to both Nigerians and their leaders, emphasizing the need for accountability and the repeated election of the wrong people. As a personal friend of President Tinubu, Abdullahi advised the president to listen to the complaints of the people and ensure that his officials provide honest and sincere reports. He stressed the importance of the president diverting ways to verify the information given by his close associates and punishing any official found to be in the breach of law. Addressing the recent protests against perceived hardship, Abdullahi affirmed that hunger is a reality in Nigeria and the constitution protects Nigerians' right to peaceful expression. He criticized the government's reluctance to allow the protest, stating that it infringes upon the rights of Nigerians to freely express themselves. Abdullahi also highlighted the amalgamation decree of 1913, which stipulated that the entity called Nigeria would expire after 100 years. He called for a conference to evaluate whether Nigerians have made sufficient progress in building a nation. If no consensus is reached, Abdullahi suggested that Nigerians should consider going their separate ways. Commenting on the creation of a Northwest Development Commission, Abdullahi questioned the effectiveness of such commissions and cited the example of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), which has been unable to provide affordable petrol prices despite the country's vast oil and gas resources. When asked about the suggestion to revert the 1963 Republican Constitution and practice a Westminster parliamentary system with a regional government structure, Abdullahi emphasized the need for Nigerians to revisit the amalgamation decree and assess their progress in building a nation. He stated that if Nigerians have failed to build a country after 100 years, they should consider the appropriate steps recommended in the decree. Abdullahi also revealed that he had refused to attend the constitutional conference organized by former President Goodluck Jonathan's government, deeming it badly constituted. They had discussed the matter with the late Professor Ben Wabezi, and they both decided not to participate. In conclusion, Professor Ango Abdullahi's interview shed light to the complex challenges facing Nigeria and the need for a critical evaluation of the month's progress. His call for a conference is to assess the country's future, and a suggestion of potential separation, if consensus cannot be reached, are likely to spark further discussions on the path forward for Nigeria. I am of the opinion that if things are not getting better now, then they should consider it. Whenever you take a expired drug, the reaction would be too severe. I think it just proved that I just had diagnosed the problem with this commercial contraption by Lugard called Nigeria. The amalgamation has expired since 2014 and needs to be renegotiated for to move forward or separate peacefully like the Soviet Union. Prof. Thank you for this insight. He just gave you what you're agitating for now and you're still complaining. Gave him what he's agitating for, Bitibao. This is unexpected, most especially from Ango Abdullahi, who is a potential benefactor in Nigeria. Democracy, united entity abundantly and pleasantly. Nigeria's united entity is advantageous and therefore imperative. Nigeria has several friendly relationships. Okay, this is unexpected, most especially from Ango Abdullahi, who is a potential benefactor in Nigeria's democracy. United entity abundantly and pleasantly. Nigeria's united entity is advantageous and therefore imperative. Nigerians have several friendly relationships in common and separation will be diversity as as a democratic recognized giant of Africa and an enabling nation if and when advantageous policies are essentially implemented to ensure effective defense of democracy appropriately. Okay, well, Professor Ango Abdullahi has spoken honestly as an elder statesman. I believe that for him to come up with this statement, the North is ready to leave Nigeria. Buhari's 8 years in office has prepared the North for the vision of Nigeria. The ball is in the court of southern Nigeria, and indeed, Tinubu's administration to take the right decision and put Nigeria in the path of growth if we decide to stay together. God bless you, Ango. You are really a patriotic Nigerian like Edwin Clark. May God continue to show you mercy and give you long life to stand on the truth without being tribal. The country. May God continue to show you mercy and give you long life to stand on the truth without being tribal. The country Nigeria has been in existence for 100 years without no improvement, and we continue going down since 100 years. We cannot continue answering a nation without being really one country. And since we cannot hold together, I still agree with Ango. Let us go our separate ways to create chance for development and good governance. You see, well, I would say yes. If something is not working, we should find a way to make it to work. And if, just like this country, Nigeria, there is a way to make it work, is to let everybody go their separate ways. If you ask me, then so be it. If that is the only way that we are going to, we are going to be able to improve on each other, or the way to, how am I going to put it? United is disunity, and there's no problem. We can still remain. This one will become south, and this one become northern. But the thing is, if you look at it, we are so divided, so divided. In fact, it is glaring with the talks of disunity here and there. It is glaring, so glaring. Even a blind person can see it, and a deaf person can hear it. The British intentionally put the regions together, knowing fully well that our diversity will hinder development, but they cannot do that in Europe. They are made up of smaller countries. It's easy administration. Do you understand? That is why I said, if you look at it, and the only way forward, or the only way for us to remain sane is for us to be disunited, everybody going on. But that does not mean we are going to become synonymous. Then you should know there is no harm in actually trying that. Alright, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your next time, enjoy the rest of your day.